Greetings, my sports to the bone family. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. So we have two topics to look at in this one. Now we see where head coach Daren Sammy is saying that his players were very timid in their first game against Ireland. Man is saying the batting and also the bowling was timid. We're going to be zooming in on that. Plus, we see where the West Indies women's captain Hayley Matthews, she scored another century today, but the West Indies women, they were on the losing side of things in their game against England. Going to be touching on those two stories. Before we go down into it though, my people, I must say I have been making and sharing content on here since what? 2019, 2020, thereabout, right before COVID. And my time might rapidly be coming to an end, my people. I don't know how much longer I can bear this thing. Keeping up with sports and sharing it. I don't know. After what happened with West Indies, and then you all know that I follow football very closely. And Manchester United, what happened today, I came home, checked my pressure, and realized that it was a bit higher than it should be. And it's because of these things, things that I should be using as entertainment. It's no longer entertaining. So I don't know how much longer I can keep up, especially with this West Indies thing. I tell you. And it seems as if we have some dark days ahead. So I'm going to go through what Daren Sammy had to say about his team. And then we'll talk a little bit about Hayley Matthews and the ladies. Jaja. As I am recording this though, my people, the West Indies A team, they are going up against South Africa A. So we are hoping that, they will give us something to smile about. So Daren Sammy, I'm taking this from the Sportsmax website. Here we see where Daren Sammy is calling his team timid. So this is Daren Sammy now, and I quote, "I thought we were quite timid, both with ball and bat. Our body language, especially from my batters, didn't look too confident." He said that the opening bowlers for Ireland did challenge us with the new ball, but that's something we've experienced before. So I think we were a little bit timid. I need my men to work with some more confidence and understand that they are good enough to come out and impact the game and win. End quote for now. So Sammy is saying that they were too timid, and they need to understand that they are indeed good enough, right? They need to understand that they are good enough and they can be impactful and they can help the team to win, right? That is what Daren Sammy is saying. I mean, the bowling wasn't very good. As I said in the video that I did earlier, I didn't see a lot of it live, but what I saw, the bowling wasn't good. But 303 is nothing to really, is nothing for the batsmen to really complain about. You understand? It's a ODI game, 303 runs. The bowling probably not do too well. But the batsmen can't complain. They get 303. You understand? If the batsmen perform, they should get it. You understand? We can't take away any credit from what Ireland did. But as much as we can say yes, the bowling was poor. It's not like Ireland scored 350, 360, 370, which is becoming the norm, or which is the norm right now in ODI cricket. Probably not for Ireland in most of the games that they are playing. But 303 is something that you still want to see a batsman go out there and get it. Even if you had expected your bowlers to do a little bit better. Right? You still expect the batsmen to go out there and get it. So this is Daren Sammy again, and I quote, I thought we took a long time to really adjust to the plans that we had, especially winning the toss and bowling first on a fairly green pitch. We didn't maximize with the new ball, right? Did maximize with the new ball is what he's saying. With that said, I thought their openers, Captain Sterling and Balburney, batted quite well, but we didn't put enough balls in the right areas that we wanted to, right? And we saw that, right? We saw that. And it's nothing new. It's nothing new. You know, it's something that affects us, even in T20 cricket, right? The format that we claim that we boss and we're better than everybody else in the world and all kind of things. Even in that, right? Very rarely we go out and dominate the power play, you know, with the ball. So that is something that we definitely need to look at. Right, so Sammy said, but with that said, seeing how good the wicket played, we thought 300 was maybe a below par total from the position they were in, and then they won the power play against us again. Right, so Sammy is saying that it was below par, so the batsmen definitely should have done better. Right, so he went on to say, cricket is about playing well on both sides. Right, you've got to be able to start well. We didn't start well on both sides of the innings, losing 5 wickets in the power play. Something that we are used to even in T20 cricket. Losing 5 wickets in the power play, chasing 300. You're always going to struggle. And apart from Raston and Matthew with the bat, there was not much to speak about. I said this earlier, Justin Greaves looked positive. I mean, he didn't get a half century or last. He didn't last very long, but he looked positive, you know, from what I saw. So Sammy went on to say, there are some things we speak about in terms of brand that we want to play. I'm not looking to survive. I hate to see batsmen in survival mode. We should always be looking to score. Surviving doesn't mean just blocking it out. Right, so he's saying that they should be looking to score. But the problem that we have with that is if they are not good enough to survive and score, you know, that is why we end up like this. You know, the guys that are comfortable, generally speaking, if they are there, they will score. The ones that are not confident and, you know, they are not comfortable out there, they are generally going to block until they get out. You understand? So Sammy said you have to find a way to rotate the strike. And that is something we've spoken about for the last decade or so. But yeah, it's just the whole body language and attitude towards absorbing pressure, but finding the right time to put pressure back on. And we didn't do that today, end quote. So that is Daren Sammy there. Going in very hard on his team, but very, you know, it's a reality. Right? It's the reality right there. Reality check there. Daren Sammy saying that the guys definitely didn't perform too well. Saying that they have been speaking about rotating strike for the last decade. Personally, I have been watching and understanding cricket for probably about, I would say maybe about 25 years or something like that, or little like, you know, so run about there. You understand? Or probably not 25, probably about 20 years I've been watching to really understand it like that. You understand? Been watching it early, but I started to fully understand around about age 10, 11, where I can actually have a conversation about what's happening. Right? So I would call that 20 years. And it has always been the same problem. You understand? It has always been the same problem. So that is what Daren Sammy is saying. So let's take a look at the West Indies women. West Indies women in their 20 over their T20 match against England. We batted first, scoring 146 for 7. England got to 150 for 2, winning the game by 8 wickets. So let's take a look at the batting for the West Indies women. It was Hayley Matthews once again showing her class. She scored an even 100 off 67 not out, right? 100 off 67 not out, 16 fours and 1 6. She got some support from Mandy, the wicketkeeper. She scored 17 from 16, right? And we also saw Shabika getting 11. Separate and apart from those two ladies, no one else got into double figures, right? England did some work with the ball. Lauren Bell picked up 2 for 29 from 4. She was the pick of the bowler for them. Now, when it was time for England to chase, they did a good job, right? Sophia Dockley, she was left not out an 81 from 56. Sophia Dunkley, she was left not out an 81 from 56. Heather Knight, the experienced campaigner, she scored 43 from 27 not out to make sure that they got across the line comfortably. So they lost only 2 wickets, scoring 150 runs in 16.3 overs. Right, bowling for us, Fletcher and James picked up 1 wicket each, and that is how it went, my people. So I tell you, it's a rough day for me, my people. Rough day. West Indies women, right? West Indies men, Manchester United losing a final to Tottenham. I don't see how we can tap that. I don't see how anything can tap that. One of the worst days I've had in a little while, my people. So go and leave it right there. So big up.